We are walking over to a 6-unit rental building that I have. This thing's been a bit of a doozy lately. So one of the biggest issues that we've been dealing with was a non-paying tenant. And this particular tenant was actually able to stay in our property rent-free for the past 10 months. Yes, you heard that right. 10 months rent-free. Absolutely insane. On top of that, we recently had just some crazy storm weather roll through. There was torrential downpours. It was absolutely nuts. With this massive rain and storms that we experienced, we had some drainage issues in the parking lot that needed to be addressed. Thankfully, there was no building damage that came from it. However, there's still some repairs that are gonna need to be made to the parking lot itself and the drainage system so that next time this does happen, we don't have to worry about our units actually flooding. This property has been in the hands of a management company for a while now, and when I pulled up today, I was less than impressed with how the exterior of this place is looking. And that's on me. I'm not blaming the management company by any means, but that's a lesson that I'm learning today, as well as a lesson for anybody holding rental properties. You cannot just put your properties and your assets in the hands of a management company and expect them to care as much as you do. So here's a quick look at what I pulled up to today as far as the exterior goes. I've got dumpsters sitting in the middle of the parking lot, which are overflowing. I've got fences along the way that are falling down. I've got tired exterior paint, and I've got a parking lot that's all cracked up. Long story short, I just thought this building would look a lot better. This is actually in a good area of town, and at this point, we're kind of one of the more ugly properties on the block, which I'm not proud of. So the problem tenant that was occupying one of our units has since vacated. That unit is now vacant. We've started construction on it. So let's go ahead and pop inside, see where construction's at, and then talk about what this turn is gonna cost us. So full transparency before we head inside the unit, this unit is already under construction. Our team has been in there, so I think it's fully gutted. We're about to find out. So I'm not gonna do some big fake reveal here and pretend that I'm in shock of the condition of the unit, because I already basically know. I haven't been here myself, but I am aware of the unit condition. And I believe I even have some photos from our construction team that I'll try to pop in this video so you can kind of see how the tenant did leave the unit before we started, obviously, tearing everything out. Let's check it out. All right, so construction crew is at work. As you can see, the place is gutted. All the flooring has been tore out. All the doors and trim have been removed. Looks like they've started on the drywall patching and repairs. Here we are standing in the kitchen. As you can see, the full gut here. These units are 3-bed, 2-bath units. They're a townhouse style unit, which are nice in the sense of you have your own private backyards. You have in-unit laundry, which sit right here in this closet. So all in all, they're good units. I like the bed bath count, and I like the fact that you do have a little private patio area, which is a nice feature. So this place literally needs everything, as you can see. It needs flooring, paint, doors, trim, kitchen, baths, you name it. It's a full top to bottom. So for this turn, I am estimating anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 to get this place fully renovated and back on the market. That may seem like a low budget for some folks who are flipping houses who are watching this, but again, we are using rental grade finishes in here, which is how we can hopefully keep the budget much lower. So sticking to that $20,000, $25,000 mark. So how this unit is laid out, down this hall, that is the front door. Kitchen is in the front corner, and then we have a small living room here, which I'm standing in. Slider out to your kind of back patio area, and then a small dining room here as well. And then that goes into your kitchen. All the bedrooms are upstairs, as well as one of the bathrooms. We do have one just powder bath right here. So let's head on upstairs, check out the rest of the place. I'll tell you what, I am very excited that work has started here. Like I mentioned, this has been a long journey with the previous tenant that we were dealing with. So I'm excited to just get this place fixed up, back on the market for rent, and start getting some rental income coming in on this unit. So the $20,000 to $25,000 in renovation costs that we're gonna be spending here is really only part of the equation of what this whole thing actually cost us. So let's talk about the tenant situation here, because that's a big part of the story. So the tenant that was living in this unit was actually able to live rent-free for 10 months. And that's not because we were not able to act and we were not trying to move things along as quickly as possible, but it's because the court system was so backed up when we actually had our attorney file for an eviction because they stopped paying, obviously the tenant stopped paying us rent. We had filed for an eviction. The court system was so backed up, they set our case 6 months out. It was crazy. Like, there's literally nothing we could do at that point. We were just stuck twiddling our thumbs, basically. So not only was our case set 6 months out, there was a few extensions that took place as well. So this overall process took us 10 months to get this tenant out of this unit. Now, this unit rents around $1,400 a month. So times that by 10 months, and that's $14,000 in lost rental income that we're never gonna get back. We also had about $5,000 that we had to pay our attorney to go through the eviction process and obviously do what they do and file all the paperwork and whatnot. That is not free. So that was another pretty large cost that was incurred. And now we're having to come in and put another $20,000 to $25,000 just to get this place back up to where we can even rent it. Man, it is a gut punch for sure. Because if we just add those numbers up, $14,000 in lost rental income, $5,000 in attorney fees, that's $19,000. Then add the $20,000 to $25,000 that we're sinking into this unit. I mean, that's anywhere from $49,000 to $54,000. I mean, let's just call it $50,000 we're gonna be out of pocket on this unit, which is, yeah, I guess a gut punch is even a bit of an understatement. It's just, being a landlord can be brutal. So given the situation that we're in and we're having to pour so much money into this unit, as well as the lost rental income, it kind of forces us to look at this deal through a slightly different lens. So instead of just getting this unit fixed up, getting it back on the market and moving on, since we're already making all these capital improvements to the building, when I say looking through a different lens, what I mean by that is we've made the decision now to say, hey, since we're already have contractors here working on this unit, why not address some of the units or some of the issues on the exterior of the building as well. That way, once they're finished up here, not only will we have a fully turned unit, but the exterior of the building will also be in a much better place. And ultimately, when we go to re-rent this unit out, it'll attract a much better quality of tenant, given that we've addressed a lot of the issues on the exterior of the building. I hope that makes sense. So now that you've seen what the interior of this unit looks like, you understand what we're going for, and that it's basically a full gut, full go renovation. I wanna talk to you about the exterior repairs that we are gonna be making to this building as well. Because not only will that improve the overall value of the building, but it's also going to attract a better, more qualified tenant. So let's go talk through the exterior renovation plan. By the end of that, we'll be able to come up with a ballpark figure of how much money we're gonna have to put into the exterior of the building as well. And then we'll also touch on how I plan to, or at least an option for regaining some of that capital back, which I think will probably be a smart move, at least something we're gonna keep in the back pocket. So let's go outside and take a look. Okay, so one of the main things that needs to be addressed is this parking lot here. As you can see, there are multiple different potholes. The asphalt itself is cracking out and it's getting worse and worse over time. So we need to do a full, basically an overlay, like a 2-inch asphalt overlay on this parking lot and then restripe it and then fix this. Here's our drain. No wonder the heavy rains started flooding the parking lot. This is completely clogged with mud and debris. This parking lot needs a full resurface, and that alone will give this a massive, massive facelift. Another thing that needs to be taken care of is the fencing. All of the fencing along our entire property is just looking pretty crappy. It's falling over, it's leaning over, it's rotting away. As you can see, same thing on this side here. So we need to do a full re-fence all the way around the backside of the buildings, everything. Now this is a major pet peeve of mine, not having a trash enclosure. As you can see, we have dumpsters just sitting out here. This just pisses me off because I know for a fact this building used to have trash enclosures and it was right here on this pad. So over time, this trash enclosure apparently, I don't know, fell over or something, and I was never made aware of this. Here we are, now these dumpsters end up just literally in the middle of the flippin' parking lot, like awful. I mean, we have a freaking couch over here just sitting here. Like, this is embarrassing. I'm showing you this, but it's embarrassing. Trash enclosure right there where it used to be. You know, put up a nice fence so that those dumpsters can be stored away, out of sight, behind a locked gate is definitely something that needs to be done there, and it will be a huge, huge uplift to the building. So another thing that needs to be done is we have got to get exterior paint on this building. This is a vinyl siding, so it doesn't need paint as far as like from a maintenance standpoint, but from just a optic standpoint and how the building looks, a fresh coat of paint, not yellow, something a little bit more trendy and nice, and obviously paint the front doors, paint the trim. That will give the building a massive facelift. So exterior paint is on the list, it's gotta be done. And then we gotta address the landscaping. I don't know what the heck's going on here, but apparently the management company is not paying for a landscaper to come out here because it's awful. So everything up here by the road needs to be taken care of. So getting all that grass and weeds knocked down and having that be a nice planter bed, as well as everything along this fence. Here, this needs to be a nice looking planter bed. We gotta get all those weeds knocked down, get some nice bark dust in here. Same thing along this. We have briars growing over the fence. Oh, and last but not least, this tree right here is gonna have to go because this is the culprit as to why our drain is always plugged. We're gonna have to get rid of said tree. I love this building as far as the area and the economics behind it. This is in an area where I'm very pro as far as long-term growth goes, but I'm super disappointed in how this building looks, how it's been managed, but we're about to turn all of that around, and this place is gonna be looking amazing over the next 90 to 120 days. Okay, so what do the final numbers look like on this deal? So I'm not gonna over-engineer the numbers for you, but from everything we discussed here, from parking lot, I think probably $10,000. Exterior paint, anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000. Fence, there's a lot of fence here. Hello, Amazon. There's a lot of fence here, so to re-fence this entire place, anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. And then we just got some miscellaneous things: trash enclosure, $2 to $3 grand; tree removal, $2 to $3 grand; landscape, $2 to $3 grand. So, and then obviously got to throw a small contingency on there, but I would imagine we'll spend maybe 50 grand or so on the exterior of this building. And these aren't gonna be just Band-Aid fixes. These are long-term capital improvements that they're just gonna increase the overall value of the building, get us better tenant quality. It's gonna be a wonderful thing. So if you add all those up, there's roughly 50,000 in exterior repairs that I mentioned, 20 to 25,000 for that interior unit, basically fully renovating that. That puts us at $70,000 to $75,000 of capital improvements to the building. That's not even including the additional, $14,000 we had in lost rents, plus $5,000 in attorney fees. So what is that? 75, 85, I mean, $94,000 to $95,000 is basically between rental loss and capital improvements on this thing. So one option that we should probably consider for this building is to do a refinance, and no better time to refinance the building. Basically, the purpose of the refinance would be to pull some of that capital back out, just to square up some of the capital accounts, replenish some of those reserves, things like that. But no better time to do a cash out refi than after you've done a big facelift on the building, because it's everything we discussed on the exterior is going to increase the value, which will allow us to, recapture as much cash as possible. So as I'm talking to you, I'm kind of thinking through it that I do think that a refinance will be in our future for this property. So that's the plan, guys. We're doing a full interior go on that one unit, getting it rented back out. That way we'll have all 6 units rented and producing income. Additionally, we're doing all the exterior projects we just talked about over the next few months, which is gonna completely transform the look of this property. So I'm super excited to see that come together. If you wanna follow along in this project and see how everything turns out, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop me a comment. What upgrade that I talked about today do you think will make the biggest difference on the appeal to this building? I'm curious on your thoughts and your thoughts overall on this building. Drop me a comment and we'll see you on the next one. All right, see ya.